This report sketches the activities of an unusual marketing organisation. Like London, where its British headquarters are located, it respects some of the old traditions, but looks to new skylines. Although intended in the first place as a friendly report to its associates in 70 different countries, what follows may also be of value to others. The chairman.
My name is Richard Lonsdale Hands. I've had this film made to give you an idea of how this organization runs. First, take a look at us. Then I'll tell you in detail why we form this pattern of companies.
When you have more than 500 employees, it makes sense to give them a place to shop inside the building and observe their reactions. The fundamental principle is this close watch kept on the product and how it sells. All the package design here stems from Richard Lonsdale Hands Associates Limited, of whom more later. And for many of these clients, other companies in the organization provide research, marketing and merchandising, plus promotion of all kinds through its member advertising agencies. A conference is about to begin. The importance of its job to prepare a new campaign is obvious enough, and we shall not stay to listen to all their deliberations. In any case, we shall be meeting most of these people again. But this is a good moment to stress that this conference, like all such meetings here, will be implementing the organization's principal article of faith, product strategy. This is simply the kind of generalship which relates everything: research, design, packaging, marketing, merchandising, advertising, and promotion to the product itself. All such activities are dovetailed, coordinated, and kept up to date in the unique operations room.
We progress and control all work here. This could be as many as 600 jobs at any one time. This is done with the aid of these animated wall charts. They plot a daily picture for us. The object of charting each item is to give an immediate visual picture of the state of every job in each department. This gives an overall control of all the work flowing through the organization.
Now for an example of how the work is actually carried out. Here, for instance, is one of the Richard Lonsdale Hands Associates design studios. The Director of Design.
Package design today is a more important vehicle for selling than at any other time in history. This is due to a variety of reasons. First, the tremendous increase in competition. Second, the advent of commercial television throughout the world. And thirdly, the growth of the supermarket and self-service store. Therefore, a package must be more than a piece of art admired by the few. It must be a positive selling item, and all other considerations must be subjugated to this end. Our philosophy on the question of design is really quite simple. The right job for the right purpose at the right time. For this reason, we have always worked on a team basis, so that the finished design is not just the product of one man, but the result of a lot of coordinated work. Modern package design is largely a psychological operation, studying the market, the product's particular position in the stores, its competitors, its price, the atmosphere that one is aiming at, and a host of other things. The question of light on color is vitally important. as most packs are ultimately displayed in artificial light. And with this in mind, we have designed a machine called Clade, which simulates the variations of lighting to be found in most shops in the country. All our designs are tested in this machine before presentation to client to ensure that the colours will display to their best advantage when in position in the stores. Our work carries us through a vast range of commodities, from disinfectant to duplicators, soap powders to paint, sweets to sauces, beans to batteries, etc. But whatever the problem, the same basic thinking applies. What is the product's purpose? Where will it be sold? Has it a good name? What is its price? What are its competitors? And what sort of image are we trying to create to the consumer? These are very basic questions, but the answer to a successful package design is to be found within them.
Here they are ready to design or redesign your product. Its packs and its display units, or stands for exhibitions and trade fairs all over the world, and, if required, the factories in which it is made, the vehicles which transport it, and the shops in which it is sold. Entire office blocks, the whole public image of a company, from letterheadings to uniforms, can be created and projected. In Leicester Square, for example, stands the Samuel Whitbread, the ground floor bar, the basement bar, the dining room upstairs. Another example, the Britannia Inn at the Brussels International Exhibition. Most fundamental service of all, perhaps, and connected just as closely with product strategy, is marketing, for which research is vital. One of the research directors.
The essence of good marketing research is putting it to work, and we do just that using every possible aid, such as the Package Research Centre. Good research may be costly, but casual interpretation makes it more so by producing only the surface facts, whilst the deeper ones, sometimes the most important ones, lie unused in the filing cabinets. Research becomes an essential tool of management and marketing only with first-class interpretation. We specialize in interpretation.
These researchers do not look upon consumers as mere statistics in a report. Good research must deal directly with people. For instance, an expert leads a group of housewives in a discussion about a product. Words and phrases they use are recorded and will be analyzed. Among other things, they will help form a questionnaire to be answered by a special permanent panel of 2,000 housewives in their own homes. All these activities are controlled by that part of the organization known as Plan, Marketing and Research Limited. Here is its managing director.
Most, if not all, the great marketing successes, both of the past and right up to the present day, are essentially simple. In this organization, much of our skill is applied to getting to know the problem. We do this in the main by knowing the questions to ask, by being good listeners, that's a must, and by an ability to sift the important from the unimportant. When we've got all we can by these methods, and we still want to know more, then we turn to research. Our wide knowledge of marketing, our authority, if you like, is based on a very wide experience with a great variety of products. Because of this, we reckon to bring a lot of extra strength to our clients' own marketing teams when we get to work with them. And that, incidentally, is the way we like to work.
Full-scale regional test campaigns probe every aspect of the market. She buys, but why, whom, where, how often? What influenced her most? Press advertising, television, posters, merchandising, point-of-sale material? Information gained from these campaigns helps to tailor promotion material for a full-scale attack on the national market. This has just been discussed and coordinated at a planning conference. Apart from their skills, the agency copywriters and media men here are all working to one basic principle, that promotion is intended to sell. Not only an account executive, but a full member of the board, an account director, will be watching this from the client's point of view. But meanwhile, it is time to look at the creative side. The creative director of Greenleys, one of the group's agencies.
Creative people need artistic freedom, and I see that they get it. If I stepped in too much, my bookmark would be on everything, and that would be no good.
Although this particular copywriter can't get his words out unless he doodles, his is not a skill that can be easily portrayed visually. His task, however, is vital, especially for such media as Britain's vast circulation national newspapers and periodicals, where this man's phrases will be read by millions. We can only wish him luck in his search for the right words and return with apologies to the creative director.
It is also true that creative thinking must always follow the marketing policy. It must. We never take a photograph off the cuff. We plan, we research, we prepare, then we shoot. One of our art directors, with an executive and cameraman, recently toured the continent of Australia. We were in Paris last week to get the painter we needed. Next week, Italy and North Africa for the sunshine we want. All this to get the right picture, just the right illustration, just the right mood and feeling.
An idea is taking shape. Remember that lanky copywriter and his doodles? He found the right word. This visualizer is working on the final rough. And a creative typographer chooses and calculates the best typefaces for the job. The studio has been alerted, the model called, and this meticulously planned photograph is being prepared for shooting. That's the one. But how will it reproduce? The director of print production has something to say about it.
The brightest visualizer in the business is useless if his work won't reproduce. And that's where my department comes in. We have made important advances in the field of half-tone reproduction for provincial publications.
A deep etch process, equally suitable for a 4 million circulation national daily, has been developed by the organization, which is far in advance of conventional methods. Reproduction in color can only be as good as the original. We saw this example from its inception. The standard is high and is maintained so by Lonsdale handsmen visiting the printers of mass readership magazines and checking the color values on the machines as they are running. The same meticulous attention to detail is applied to all media. Take television.
We create our commercials on film. The camera doesn't make our scriptwriters obsolete, of course, far from it. But one of the biggest questions facing any TV man is, will his idea really come across on film? Well, we don't take chances. We know in advance here by using a camera instead of a typewriter at an early stage. This fully equipped TV experimental unit is capable of producing most things on film and even of pioneering new techniques. And it does help our writers to create new and more effective commercial ideas, as well as ironing out a lot of the more difficult and more costly problems before actual production.
Just do with a Toby. Long, strong, cool and clear. A real beer with a lovely head to it. Ah, you know you've had one when you've had a Toby.
Take it easy. Take a long, cool Toby.
And now a special warning. The lion which escaped last night was last seen heading in the direction...
Next time, get an ever-ready battery. Ever-ready radio batteries for longer life.
And now here is a special message for long-lost Alexander Jollyboy. We know now that the...
Through Plan International and other associated companies, the organization has a wide influence in world markets. For this, rapid and accurate communications are essential. Telex, for instance, is a valuable instrument. This urgent message to Lausanne will be relayed from that center to 14 other European cities, thus saving a great deal of time and money. It is simple indeed to call a conference with experts from all over the continent and reach a swift, up-to-the-minute marketing decision about a client's problems. to centralize and coordinate European continental operations, the Lonsdale Hands SA headquarters in Lausanne forms an ideal central post office, clearinghouse and meeting place for combining international planning with national requirements. From Rome, London, Frankfurt and the Paris studios, designers and marketing men converge on Lausanne for a meeting. Through Plan International, world markets are sounded, different approaches are needed and followed through to their different conclusions. Whatever the market, the product always remains the focal point. The same product strategy practiced in Britain is practiced here on a continental scale. Everything from design through packaging, research and promotion is related back to the product and to the market in which it must be sold. All the flair, intelligence, common sense and coordinating ability that the organization can command, whether in London, Paris, Lausanne or elsewhere, would not be enough without this overall strategy. Here, artists are translating ideas, not words alone, ideas, into the language and idioms of the European countries. The same speed of communication that is used to link together European campaigns means also that many more people are constantly on the move from country to country. So it is ever more important to develop and sustain a corporate brand image all over the world. But the marketing and creative approaches must always be adapted to national differences of taste and psychology. Plan International is specifically geared to do just that, with its experts who live, work and sell in the various countries and know exactly how to adapt the corporate image for local consumption. They know, for example, that a French housewife will buy an American cake mix only if she's not called upon to waste any of it. Her national frugality has to be respected. This is the nub of the matter. She accepts the corporate brand image if the maker understands her specific point of view. Other international links are forged by the Lonsdale Hands organization. It does this by putting its member companies, such as Greenleys, in touch with their appropriate opposite numbers in countries as far apart as Japan and Germany, Italy and Australia. They can then work together for clients as a solid international team with the help of the services and know-how of London and Lausanne.
Well, you've seen something of the pattern of our organization. We are, in fact, a marketing organization. Advertising plays a very important part in our business. In fact, one of the leading advertising agencies in England, Greenleys Limited, is part of our group. But nevertheless, we look upon advertising as purely a facet of marketing. Industrial design is equally important. Package design and product design. Within this house, we have the largest industrial design organization in the world. Now, it is the question of counterbalancing these two things. That is the task facing our administration. Now, I must say it takes a long time, but nevertheless we've found a formula where design, research, and advertising are all in one. Now, quite seriously, our whole existence will depend on our success with your particular product. The whole of the advertising, the whole of the design, emphasizes all the time that we must keep up to date, and then when we're up to date, forward. You have seen something of how a marketing organization works. Its advertising skill, its design ability, and its research. And remember that research is absolutely essential, because in this way, we can always show up any faults where a product might be going stale, or there may be a change in the trends or the markets where that product is being sold. This is a tough, exciting, and exacting assignment. And we in the Lonsdale Hands organization call it product strategy. Thank you for listening to me and for watching this film.